To every other teacher, she was a lost cause, a violent, angry kid they couldn't reach. They saw the thorns, but they never asked why they grew. But the new literature teacher saw something different. He saw a brilliant mind trapped inside a suit of armor, and he was about to prove that the right words are strong enough to break through any wall. Welcome to the Everyday Hero. In this episode, we'll tell a story about how a teacher's unwavering patience can change a broken child's life, and how the greatest heroism is sometimes simply refusing to give up. Tell us in the comments what city you're joining us from, and if you believe a good teacher can save a life, be sure to subscribe. Jade's world was made of sharp corners and high walls. The world at home was the breath of her alcoholic father, smelling of cheap whiskey, the silent tears of her mother, and a constant state of fear. Her father didn't just hurt her, he sent her out into the dangerous neighborhood streets to find money to support his habit. The world at school was a reflection of the one at home. Jade spoke the only language she knew, the language of violence. The moment she felt vulnerable, she was the first to attack. The hallways were her battlefield, other students and teachers her potential enemies. The principal's office was like her second home. Her name was at the top of the school's problem child list, and most teachers avoided even making eye contact with her. To them, Jade was a cactus, covered in thorns, untouchable, and it was into the path of this thorny armor that Mr. Harrison stepped. Mr. Harrison was the new literature teacher assigned to the school. With his graying hair and tired but compassionate eyes, some thought he looked too soft for this tough inner-city high school. In his first class, Jade tested him, as always. She sat in the back row, put her feet up on the desk, and laughed cynically throughout the lesson. In the middle of the class, Mr. Harrison asked her a question. Jade shot back, "Do I have to answer your stupid questions?" A brief silence fell over the class. Everyone expected the teacher to get angry or send her to the principal, but Mr. Harrison just smiled calmly. "No, you don't have to, Jade," he said softly. "But we both know that you know the answer to this question better than anyone, because you have one of the sharpest minds in this classroom. You just don't want to use it yet." This unexpected response was the first blow to Jade's armor. She was expecting anger, but was met with respect. This was a language she was not used to. In the following weeks, Jade continued to test him, but Mr. Harrison's patience was unshakable. No matter what she said to him, he always responded with either a smile or a more difficult question that challenged her intelligence. Sometimes at the end of class, he would silently leave a book or a chocolate bar on her desk without anyone seeing. These small acts of kindness were like drops of acid, slowly melting away Jade's armor. And without even realizing it, Jade began to listen more carefully in literature class and even started doing her homework. But the first cracks in an armor are often tested by the harshest trials. One day, in the school hallway, a freshman student tripped and fell in front of Jade. A couple of the school's bullies started to make fun of the kid. Jade, after a moment's hesitation, responded to the bullies in the only language she knew, violence. When the fight was over, Jade found herself in the principal's office again. But this time, it was different. "This was the last time, Jade," the principal said, with a tired voice. "You're expelled." For Jade, this felt less like a punishment and more like a victory. She hated this school and this life anyway. But Mr. Harrison disagreed. He spoke with the principal for an hour. He didn't defend Jade's behavior, but he defended her intelligence, her potential, and the light he saw inside her. He offered to take personal responsibility for her. In the end, he convinced the principal to give her one last chance. When Mr. Harrison found Jade as she was leaving the office, she had a sarcastic look on her face. "What now?" she said. "Are you going to give me a lecture too?" Mr. Harrison didn't lecture her. He didn't pity her. He just sat down next to her, was silent for a moment, and then said those magic words. "I know," he said softly. "That armor is heavy, Jade. You don't have to carry it alone." This was something Jade had not expected. She was prepared for anger, disappointment, a lesson, but not for compassion. For years, no one had seen, no one had asked about the reality that this new teacher had just noticed. Tears began to stream from her eyes. She wasn't the feared girl of the school. She was just a scared child. And that day, in that room, she trusted someone for the first time and began to tell him everything. The hell at home, her father, her fears. After that day, everything changed. Mr. Harrison wasn't just a teacher anymore. He was a guide, a protector. He activated the legal channels, helping Jade and her mother leave that house and settle into a safe place. For the first time in her life, Jade was sleeping at night without fear. Once the hell at home was over, the brilliant mind inside Jade began to shine like the sun. She was no longer spending her energy on fighting, but on learning. With Mr. Harrison's guidance, she achieved incredible success in her studies. That problem child became one of the brightest students in the school. She graduated at the top of her class and entered university on a full scholarship. Years later, we are in a bright, shining classroom. Sunlight full of hope streams through the windows. In front of the students stands a confident young woman teacher with a warm smile. This is the adult Jade. As she scans the classroom, her eyes fall on a girl sitting in the back row. The girl has the same angry, defiant look on her face that she once had, a look that says, "Don't come near me." The other students are wary of her. When the class is over and everyone is leaving, Jade slowly walks over to the girl's desk, not with a look from above, but by kneeling to her level. She gently places a book on the girl's desk. "I thought you might like this one," she says softly. It's about a girl who was stronger than she knew. The girl looks with surprise, first at the book, then into the teacher's understanding, non-judgmental eyes. The hard expression on her face softens, if only for a moment. That day, a broken cycle had transformed into a cycle of healing. All because one teacher refused to look at the thorny armor and chose to see the flower within. Heroism is sometimes lighting a candle in the most hopeless of moments. It's showing the courage to believe in someone when everyone else has given up. A teacher's compassion can rewrite the darkest story ever written in a child's life. Because sometimes a hero is the person who reminds you not just of what you can be, but of who you already are. Thank you for watching The Everyday Hero. If you believe that a teacher can change lives, subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in the next story.